Can the original Bagga the Alchemist be brought back to life? The original goat of Middle-earth, who set us on this journey in Shadow of War, was savagely killed in an ambush by the Painless tribe. The second this Bagga was killed, this led to rips across my universe. Different variants of Bagga started pouring in, but none of them were worthy enough to take his place, and thus my world is unstable. Talion had all but lost hope. After the untimely death of his Bagga, he retreated back to his fortress in Minas Morgul. There he collected his thoughts on what he must do next. But he didn't get to rest for long. He received reports of a powerful Bagga variant that was terrorizing parts of his city. Talion went to investigate. There he found Bagga the Pretender, a powerful variant of Bagga the Alchemist that was strengthened by the tower's armor. Combining the powers of Bagga's alchemy with the power of the tower's armor, this Bagga was able to create different clones of himself, and he'd been spreading across Minas Morgul like a plague. He'd already created 10 different versions of himself. Talion hunted down this Bagga the Pretender. There he was resting with several different lesser clones of himself. Talion immediately jumped into action, exploding a barrel before smashing into the ground, announcing his presence. The original Bagga the Pretender was lit up in flame, as well as the surrounding area. This only enraged him.
Have you lost count of how many times I've killed you? Let me remind you.
Clearly this Bagga had killed many versions of Talion. Talion fought well, slowly weakening all of the lesser versions of this Bagga the Pretender. Hitting them with an elven blast, he was able to poison them all in one stroke. With all the decoys dead, he could then focus on the original. It didn't take long after this. Before Talion could deliver the final blow, the Pretender pleaded for his life. He told Talion that he had to flee his universe, due to the relentless waves of painless Ologs invading his territory. But ultimately he said that dying at Talion's hand is better than dying to the painless.
A good death in Sauron's name. Thank you, Ranger.
Talion hesitated. Maybe he felt bad for the Pretender. He didn't know. But one thing he did know is that he would have to destroy this painless infection that was now taking over his lands. He knew that he couldn't end up like Bagga the Pretender. This painless infestation had to be stomped out now. For Bagga the Alchemist. Talion summoned his fire drake and then headed straight for the Painless Fortress. The Painless conquered this fortress behind Talion's back. Once Bagga the Alchemist had been defeated, they'd grown cocky. The walls of this fortress were riddled with different versions of Bagga. The painless Ologs inside this fortress truly were relentless. Talion knew he needed to build up a powerful army to take out these Ologs. He summoned one of the remaining Bagga the Alchemist variants that the Painless hadn't killed. This Bagga had been fighting the Painless orcs in these lands for a while now. He informed Talion that he had some ideal soldiers, ready and willing to fight for him. While they were speaking, scouts came out from the fortress to investigate the local area. Talion quickly dispatched them, but then, they were ambushed.
Surprised to see me?
Borgu Metalbeard, one of the Painless Olog's assassins. He must have been tracking Talion ever since he arrived in this region.
There is no escaping me. I will track you to the ends of the realm, just so I can have the pleasure of murdering you.
Talion's rage erupted. The Metalbeard had already set fire to the surrounding area. Baggas famously don't like fire, so this was a great tactic. Setting Bagga ablaze would definitely distract Talion, and give him an edge in the fight. Talion used his signature poison elven light to get some distance. This gave Bagga enough time to recover. He snuck behind Metalbeard, picked him up, and smashed his body to the ground. Talion then moved in for the killing blow.
You're still just a worthless tark.
This would surely send a message to the Painless that Talion was not messing around. With the metal beard assassin dealt with, they were able to finish their conversation. Bagga informed Talion of where to go to next, to get some soldiers. These underground caverns are home to all sorts of villainous and dangerous orcs. Lurking underground with only a glimpse of sunlight, this harsh environment breeds deadly soldiers. And that's exactly where Talion found this Bagga variant.
Follow me! I've got eyes on them!
Now it's time for you to die. To say farewell to Darkened Sky.
Bagga the Rhymer, an unconventional warmonger slayer orc. He was leading a painless empathizer, the Gore King, right into his trap. The trap had been sprung. Bagga the Rhymer jumped into action. Talion and Bagga looked on as the battle commenced. This rhyming, singing Bagga variant may have underestimated the strength of the Gore King. Bagga the Rhymer had the Gore King on the brink of defeat, but the Gore King delivered a powerful Spartan kick, straight to his chest. Talion thought about stepping in. He easily could have. He could end this fight right now, but he wanted the Rhymer to prove himself. Talion watched as the Gore King destroyed the Rhymer, beheading him. Bagga, furious by seeing one of his war chiefs get beheaded, ran down, tackling the Gore King to the ground and planting a bomb in his mouth. Bits of the Gore King rained down. Talion was furious by what a pathetic display he'd seen. He took his anger out on this Bagga variant, casting out Bagga the Backstabber. Talion was lost, distraught, but his mood soon improved when he heard the songs of a nearby Olog celebrating. It was at this moment that he decided to take a chance to create another Bagga the Alchemist. He could sense immense spirit and potential from this Olog. He decided to give this Olog a chance. Would this Olog meet his max potential? What would he become? Would he become great? Could he help Talion in defeating the painless Ologs? Before succumbing to Talion's armor poison, the Olog was able to deliver the final blow, thus earning him a promotion within the ranks of the painless region.
No man is going to slay me. I am Ur-Edin. I slay men.
He received his promotion, new armor, a new weapon, a new claw hand, and the name Kingslayer. He earned this name by not only killing Talion, but also claiming that he killed the Gore King as well. Talion continued with his hunt for strong Bagga variants that could help him, which led him to find this frog blood poison variant.
I've got better things to do than play with stinking grogs. But if that's what you want...
Bagga the frog blood was taking on a grog in a test of strength. Talion observed. He didn't want another situation like Bagga the Rhymer. He's not in the business of recruiting weak orcs. To Talion's delight, the frog blood hit the grog with his signature poison move. The grog soon succumbed to this poison, as any living thing would. After the fight, Talion went to recruit this Bagga the frog blood. Thankfully, he accepted. He hated the Painless for what they had done to his fellow poison brother, Bagga the Alchemist. A feeling of overwhelming evil and power took over Talion. He was being approached by a very dark entity, a very mysterious version of Bagga. This evil version of Bagga informed Talion that he was in fact a necromancer, with the power to bring back the original Bagga the Alchemist. But Talion couldn't think about that right now. He'd gotten word from one of his Bagga variants that there was a power struggle between two of the high-ranking Ologs.
Whatever else happens in this war, this archway is not falling to the enemy. You can bet on that. Right, let's get in there and open that road. And a couple of skulls as well.
The Crippler was about to be raided by one of the Painseeker Ologs. We knew about this because Bagga the Frogblood had been able to infiltrate this Painseeker. This was the perfect opportunity to weaken the Painseeker's ranks, taking out two strong Ologs at once.
Are you hoping surprise me. I hate to disappoint, but I am not surprised.
With the fight commenced, along with the frog blood Bagga, Bagga the Abused also appeared. Talion laid arrow after arrow into the soft skull of the Painseeker, exploiting his one weakness. Before plunging a sword into his stomach and delivering the final blow.
If this is what makes you feel powerful, you are weak indeed.
Soon the crippler also fell to the combined attacks of both Baggas. Talion congratulates Bagga on a good fight and invites him to join his ranks. The Abused accepts. Talion, being impressed by the Frogblood's infiltration of the Painless Fort, he gives him the mission to infiltrate the throne room of the Painless Overlord.
Think you're tough? Well, I'm tougher. You're going to be my next victim!
This fight wouldn't be easy. The Frogblood was going up against a much more powerful, high-level orc. But that wouldn't stop him. He was a Bagga, and a very powerful one at that. Mastering the arts of poison, he hoisted the Bone Licker above his head before crashing his body to the floor. This enraged the Bone Licker, and in a last desperate act, he went on the offensive before Frogblood put him down with his signature throwing knives attack. Bagga the Frogblood was victorious, and he was now bodyguard to the Painless Overlord. Talion then went in search of another Bagga variant. This time he was looking for Bagga the Caragor trainer. If they were going to take over the Painless Fort, they would need Caragors. They would need beasts.
Ready? Don't let the vapors trouble you, Turk. By the time you get a good whiff, it's already too late.
This Bagga was not as easy as the others to convince. Talion had to fight him. Talion had to prove his own strength. After the battle, the Caragor trainer agreed to join Talion's army.
Join my army. I am chosen master.
Next, we travel to take out one of the evil generals that belongs to the Painless Fortress, the Defiler.
These supplies are bound for the west, for Gondor eventually. We need to make sure they get there intact.
We deserve those supplies. More than those globs do, anyway. We've always been a take what's ours crew, haven't we?
To be associated with the Painless faction without even being an Olog, you had to be pure evil. I sent the Caragor Tamer and Mog the Manhunter, my necromancer. The Defiler would serve as a good soul to add to the Manhunter's powers, in hopes of eventually bringing back Bagga the Alchemist. My plan was to stay away and let the Manhunter do all the work, along with the Caragor trainer, but the Defiler spotted me.
Are you in league with them, man-filth? Or does everyone want to test my patience today?
I dived on into the combat, knocking the Defiler off his Caragor. I used an explosive attack to clear out some of the grunt orcs. I then noticed the Manhunter's power growing with every second. It didn't take long for Bagga the Caragor trainer to take out the Defiler. A slashing poison blow. Another evil soul added to the Manhunter. His power continued to grow. We heard word of more infighting happening, so I decided to investigate. And I was not disappointed in what I found.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! 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 An extra share of loot to whoever makes the first kill.
The Kingslayer orc that I had created was hunting down Goobu the Literate One, but he was not alone. Two extremely powerful generals were backing him up, including this chosen Olog.
You've got no blood on your hands at the end. You get sawed all.
I knew the Kingslayer would come in handy. This was the perfect chance I had to take out as many generals as possible. I caused as much chaos and distractions as I could, shooting any barrel in sight. But a feeling overtook me. A sense of fathership. A sense of ownership to the Kingslayer. I did create him. Maybe I should jump in and try and protect him.
Whoa, whoa!
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm going to twist that head around in circles until it pops off. All this talk grows wearisome.
Nonswipe! They say scars make an Uruk proud. Me, they just make me itch. Time to scratch it.
Just when I thought the situation couldn't get any worse, the Metalbeard had cheated death, and he'd picked this exact moment to come back. It was a huge fight between many allies of the Painless. This very powerful chosen Olog, the Kingslayer who I'd created, who I do think will serve a purpose in my army. Metalbeard, the assassin who cheated death to come back and try to kill me, the literate one, and the tactician. The fight was pure chaos. I summoned in my elemental grog to give me a little bit of a chance. At least it would buy me a bit of time. The Metalbeard did not take well to this. As he spewed out his acid spray, I jumped on top. Using this beast was the perfect counter for taking on so many enemies at once. I sprayed everywhere, acid vomit going all over the place. After I'd peppered them up enough, I jumped off to try and take out the Metalbeard. It significantly weakened him, but it wasn't enough to take him down. A few poison elven blasts to the floor and I was making some progress.
I cursed you and defeated you, yet you still refuse the call of the Nazgul. Fool! The Witch King will have his way.
This chosen was hell-bent on Talion becoming a Nazgul. He forbade the return of Bagga the alchemist. This chosen was the natural enemy of Bagga the Manhunter. He had to die. But could I do it today? I'm not sure. The tactician got me down and almost finished me off. I was weak from the constant bombardment and constant pressure put on me. Gubu cut through the Kingslayer like it was nothing, straight from behind. And in my shame, I was taken down and almost finished off by a random grunt. The chosen became enraged and charged at me. He hit the Metalbeard, and somehow the ricochet got me down. The chosen moved in for the final kill. He got it. I was in complete shock. There's no way the Kingslayer could be dead. He still has a purpose to fulfill.
Each time I kill you, I honor our great master Sauron.
I respawned with vengeance in my heart. Pure rage overtook me. I summoned Bagga the Manhunter, the evil necromancer. We were gonna hunt down each member of that group that killed my Kingslayer. We were gonna use their evil, desperate souls to bring back Bagga the alchemist. It was what had to be done. I tracked down Gooby the literate one. He was having a lovely barbecue with his friends. Talion was watching, like Batman, along with the Manhunter, stalking their prey. Talion swooped in, smashing into the fireplace, creating chaos. A poison fire strike that would also summon poisonous spiders. He pierced Gubu while he was on the floor recovering. He then went to work using explosive attacks. Talion had used the surprise and the chaos well, causing massive damage to Gubu.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Hearing these woo-woos only filled Talion with more rage. Critical hit after critical hit on Gubu. Talion finally landed a massive blow. Gubu fell to his knees.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But he was not done yet. The Manhunter hit Gubu with his shield and then Spartan kicked him down onto the floor. He then took advantage of this, plunging his spear deep into his back, finally killing Gubu the literate one. Another blow dealt to the painless fort. Another evil soul collected into the Manhunter's necromancer powers. He continued to become more powerful, but he needed more. We moved on to hunting down the next evil orc. We were hunting down the tactician. I summoned in the Manhunter, but he was taken hostage.
Are these really the globs you chose as bodyguards? I was expecting something more impressive.
The advisor had no idea what he's messing with. He had no idea what he's trying to stop. no one would get in the way of me bringing back Bagga. An orc who can be frozen like this really thinks he can beat Talion along with his necromancer bodyguard? Absolutely not. And the manhunter jumped on him, put his thumbs into his eyes, and channeled immense amounts of cursed energy into his head until it popped. Another soul collected, one step closer to getting him back. But we still had to kill the tactician Crusher Olog.
Planting a spy in our ranks. I suppose you think you're very clever. Well, the fact that we know there is one would suggest that you are not.
The Crusher really was clever. Clearly he'd learned we had a spy, but did he know it was the frog blood? Was Bagga the frog blood in jeopardy? I had to warn him, but first, this one had to die. I cut off one of his arms before plunging a sword straight into his chest. This killed him. This was satisfying. The manhunter continued to grow in power. Just look at how many orcs he has right now. But we needed more. More still. We got word of another power struggle that we could definitely ambush.
If anyone gets at these supplies, your heads will roll.
Well, look there! A supply catch! Who's up for some forcible requisitioning?
Tar's the tactician, smarter than the Crusher, and also Metalbeard. I shot as many barrels, nests, and piles of meat as I could, causing as much chaos and disruption before jumping in.
I know you sent one of your lackeys to spy on us. I'll find him soon enough.
The Metalbeard, the same as the Crusher, alluded to the fact that we had a spy in their ranks. Oh my god. Is Bagga the Frog Blood in danger? Do I need to get him out? I quickly poisoned and killed the Metalbeard for saying this. His body clattering across the floor, a poisoned, bubbly mess.
I already know what you're gonna do! And I have a counter for every step!
The tactician showing me that he truly was a threat. But this didn't matter. Just as the manhunter began to absorb him, another ambush.
I'm standing right here! Or is it here? No way! I'm over here!
A Moog the Shy, a very annoying orc who had the power of decoys. More poison would deal with them. Their bodies littered the battlefield. Before a random grunt empowered by the manhunter's resurrection powers killed the tactician. He was gone. The manhunter had absorbed another orc. All that was left now was the Shy. He was quickly dispatched and absorbed. The manhunter cried out, one more. One more evil soul should do it. I can feel my strength building. Bagga the alchemist will be reborn under my hand. He instructed me to meet him in the pits, where he'd dispatch the final orc and absorb the final soul needed.
I'm going to hurt you! You can hurt me too, though! I'm so tired of all the bluster you globs dish out! Just get over here so I can kill you proper!
Grisha the Flogger was the final soul needed. He became immediately terrified when he realized who the manhunter was, and the fact that he was with Talion, he knew exactly what he was here for. Talion began to channel his own necromancer powers, and he laid the final blow onto the Flogger, putting him out of his misery. The final soul was collected. A flash of green light erupted from the manhunter. Evil chanting began. It didn't sound human. I could feel the divide between life and death growing ever closer. The light cleared, and Bagga, the alchemist, the undead original Bagga, lay before me. The necromancer told me our task was not done. There was another orc that was currently drawing power, that needed to die in order for Bagga to regain his full strength. All three of us soon hunted down this chosen orc.
Oh, that's right! Look fierce! I probably won't notice how you're quivering in fear!
I do not care for your words. I only care that I kill you for the glory of my master.
Talion was holding back to let the Manhunter and Bagga do all the damage. They're the ones who needed the strength. They need the evil soul. I could still feel evil necromancer powers in the air. Maybe a residual? No.
Look at me. Look at my face. You slice and then again. Slice, slice, slice. And I liked it. Now I will show you the joy of being cut. I slice you again and again until there is nothing left to slice.
Kingslayer was back. My chosen one. He'd come back. Was it to do with our ritual? Had the Manhunter accidentally brought him back?
As one, as the Witch King's chosen, I will gladly curse you and defeat you over and over again until you finally learn your lesson.
I didn't know how he was brought back. What could this mean? All I knew is that the Chosen exploded into a ball of fire. Evil necromancer powers had killed him. I feared maybe the Manhunter had grown too strong. I shouldn't fear him at this moment. He's still my ally for now. Thanks to evil powers, he'd somehow been able to bring back the Kingslayer, renamed to the Immortal. Somehow I knew he was the key to us retaking the fort, destroying the Painless, and restoring order to our multiverse.
Yeah, I will serve as your chosen.
But this undead Bagga the Alchemist be the same? Would he be as strong as the original? Would this new army that I've put together be able to retake the fort, kill the Painless, and restore order? I do not know. But I don't intend to roll over and just let them take over my world. Happy holidays everyone, thanks for watching this video. I really enjoy making these. If you guys like the videos, let me know down below. Leave a like. If you're not subscribed, you might as well subscribe because I've gotten back into the swing of things. I really enjoy making these Bagga videos again, and we're definitely going to continue his story and, try and make other stories, try and branch off. I love Bagga the Manhunter, Bagga the Frogblood, also amazing. And obviously the Kingslayer, what a great Olog that we've now added to our lovely roster, our world. And yeah guys, if you like these, let me know. There'll be many more coming up. And yeah, cheers guys. I'll see you in the next one.